Ayo, tomorrow night, AEW presents Revolution 2025 from the Crypto Arena in Los Angeles, California. Um, what on paper looks to be a very, very, very stacked, loaded card. A big card, 10 matches. So it's going to be a long show. Um, But I don't expect anything different from AEW than they normally do. They normally deliver very, very well on pay per view. That's not their problem. AEW on pay per view is not their problem at all. They've got other problems. We'll talk about that another time. But them performing on pay per view is not one of them because they always deliver great shows. What should happen? Well, let's talk about it. Let's start with the Continental Championship. Kazuchika Okada versus Brody King. Um, Look, Brody King's slowly getting. I mean, not slowly. He's starting to get over with that AEW crowd. Like him and Buddy Matthews both. They're starting to get over with that AEW crowd in a big way. But this is not going to be Brody King's night because AEW building to something at All In Texas from the baseball stadium a couple of months from now. Okada's going to win this match because they are building to something bigger. So, what are they building to? Which leads us to our next match we'll talk about. Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita for the International Championship. Now, I am not going to say that Konosuke Takeshita or Will Ospreay are the absolute best wrestlers in the world. But if they're not, I am struggling to think of any better. Um, this is going to be one hell of a match. Omega put Takeshita over twice last year before he went away with injury for the diverticulitis. Um, this is going to be Kenny's first big singles match in AEW in like over a year, going on a year and a half now. He put Takeshita over twice. He put him in at the tag match in All In, and then a week later put him over in the singles match at All Out. So Kenny Omega is winning this match, but this is not the end for Konosuke Takeshita at all. Actually, this would be a very good opportunity to move Takeshita forward into that AEW World Title picture. So, so what they're going to build to here is you're going to have Kazuchika Okada will still remain the Continental Champion, and you will have Kenny Omega, the International Champion. Kenny Omega and Okada have just a legendary rivalry from New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you've never seen any of their matches from New Japan Pro Wrestling, I highly recommend that you go check one or two of them out. But so Tony Khan wants to present this match in America because, for one, Tony Khan is a Dave Meltzer disciple. You know, he was one of those Meltzer kids that grew up on, like, the Wrestling Observer and was tape trading with people in there. So, and Dave Meltzer masturbates over anything New Japan, and he gave the 2 out of 3 falls match between Okada and Omega like 7 stars. And he was only awarding 5 stars. So he gave that 7 stars. Like anybody gives a shit about Meltzer star ratings, though, honestly. But so yeah, we're gonna have that match presented in America, and it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a good match when we get to it. You know, they're going to take the Continental Championship and the International Championship, and they're probably going to merge those into one title because AEW has too many championships. But when you merge an International Championship and a Continental Championship, I mean, I wonder what you would call that. I mean, what what would we even? I mean, nah. But so yeah, we got Omega going over in that match. Uh, let's talk about the AEW Tag Team Championship match, which at one time AEW had the absolute best tag team division in pro wrestling, and in the last 2 years, it has sunk so far down. It has to like where like if WWE would actually use their tag teams properly, they would have a way better tag division than AEW right now. And I didn't think I would say that at like any point because I totally given up on tag team wrestling in WWE. And AEW was just like banger tag team matches, man. Like the best absolute tag team matches on the planet. It is no longer that. We have the Hurt Business, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, defending the AEW tag team titles against the Outrunners. Um, Honestly, this match should not last any more than 5 minutes. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin should absolutely destroy these two dudes and leave them laying. That is how this match should go. It probably won't because, you know, they'll probably give them a good solid 15-minute match, but man, Lashley and Benjamin should just come in that ring, lay those two dudes out with the quickness, make a statement, dip. But yeah, I do not see the Outrunners winning this match at all. Hurt Business, oh my god, 50,000 confidence points on that. But what are we going to talk about next? I'm not going to talk about the whole card. It's like 10 matches, and some of them I don't even care about. Hangman Adam Page and Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. So far, other than what just recently happened with John Cena and Cody Rhodes, this rivalry has probably had my attention over the last few weeks more than any other rivalry in wrestling. This is going to be good. This is going to be very good. But we're at a place at this match where it's like, who's going to benefit the most from a win and who's it going to hurt the most to lose? If it's some kind of fuck finish, you know, it'll probably be some kind of fuck finish where MJF wins, honestly. Because they're going to try to get MJF back up into that world title picture very, very soon. And they're moving Hangman towards that world title picture soon. Like, Hangman needs to be the AEW world champion very soon, honestly. He really does. He has put in some of the absolute best work that I've seen in 2025. Or, yeah, the late stages of 2024 and early 2025. I don't give a shit what anybody tells you. Hangman Adam Page's character has progressed to just epic fucking levels, man. But, yeah, it's probably going to end up being some fuck finish where MJF wins, and it'll keep, you know, it'll protect Hangman Page from taking, like, you know, a clean L. So, because this is not going to be their only match. This is just the start of this rivalry, man. We're going to get a lot. We're going to, and actually, okay, as I'm talking about it, what I can kind of foresee happening is somewhere later in the year, MJF wins the world title and it gets taken from him by Page. So yeah, if we look at it like that, it would probably make all the sense in the world for MJF to win this match. Talk about that. Okay. Now we're going to get to the part of what should happen. It's probably not going to happen, but what should happen. Adam Copeland versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. This shit with Jon Moxley and the Death Riders needs to die, and it needs to die now. This is like your main program. This is like your main angle. Whatever the world like some would say maybe Swerve Strickland and Ricochet. Ooh, we'll talk about that match next, actually. Yeah, I forgot about that. Ooh, yeah, but let me finish what I was talking about. But this is whenever the world championship is involved in an angle, that is your main angle. I don't give a fuck. And this has been boring. The Death Riders have been boring as fuck. Let me tell you why. When this started at All Out back in September, or was it October? It was one of them. I think it was September. But when Jon Moxley put that bag over Bryan Danielson's head, I was like, oh, where is this going? And then the promos right after that, they hit. It was like something bigger is happening. Something you don't understand. Something we can't make you understand right now. Something is happening. And Moxley would come out every week and spew that. Boom, boom, boom. Like, dude, something's happening. This is for your own good, but we can't tell you why now. And right around this same time, Tony Khan was having pictures taken with Shane McMahon and was in meetings with Shane McMahon. There is zero doubt in my mind that this whole Death Riders thing started with the intentions of this being a vehicle to bring in Shane McMahon into All Elite Wrestling. Well, we've found out in recent weeks that Shane McMahon told Tony Khan, look, man, I want equity. If you want me to come in, I want equity in this company, and I run it all. And Tony ghosted him, which, I mean, rightfully so. You know, I mean, regardless of what you think about Tony Khan and his booking decisions, and, you know, I question a lot of them because Tony's just not a good booker. He's not. He needs help. But it's your company, man. Hell no, you do not give over control of your company to anybody, dude. So, yeah, rightfully ghosted him. But they put carts before horses. They started this before they even had Shane McMahon in the door, and that was a mistake. Because things happen, and obviously things happen. And if you notice, like right around the time all this Shane McMahon talk cooled down, Moxley's promos started changing. It went from, we're trying to save this company, you know, you don't understand, something is happening, to, and it went from that to, all you people are lazy, you don't want to work, so that's why we're here to kill it all, you know, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just, so they put carts before horses with this storyline, and the storyline did not come to fruition what it was supposed to, and they had no idea what to do. But they've still been running with it ever since, and it's just going nowhere. It is boring. The Death Riders needs to die, and it needs to die now. So how would we do this? There's a couple of different ways you can do this. Because you got to remember, Christian still has that Casino Gauntlet contract, which gives him the right to challenge for the AEW Championship at any time whatsoever. So, I mean, Cope could beat Mox and still not leave the building with that belt. Adam Copeland beats Moxley, boom, the Death Riders thing is done. But then, as soon as Adam Copeland's in the ring, he's celebrating. He's got the AEW World Championship. But then here comes Christian's music. And along comes Adam Copeland's oldest, dearest friend enemy, frenemy, whatever they've been over the last 30 years. Here comes Christian with that contract. And Adam Copeland is a beaten down, worn out guy. Can't go anymore. He'll try, but he can't. And Christian beats Adam Copeland for the AEW World Championship right after Copeland beats Mox. Kill two birds with one stone. Or that contract has to be signed. It has to be, it's not like Money in the Bank where you just hand in the briefcase. No, you have to take the contract out. You have to sign it and then give it to the referee, and then boom, the match starts. So here comes Christian with the contract, right? Jay White has been acting awfully babyface lately. And if you know anything about Jay White from his New Japan days, Jay White is not a babyface at all. Not a little bit. Jay White is a heel, and a phenomenal heel, down to his very fucking soul. So, Jay White's been telling Cope for weeks, I've got your back, man. It's going to be me and you. We take out the Death Riders. He's fought alongside Copeland. It was a tag match with Jay White and Copeland against Claudio and Mox in Australia. You know, Jay White has been acting way too nice. Smells fishy. This is leading to something. Like, as soon as Jay White started acting nice, like, my red flags were just, like, popping up. But Christian comes down the ring with the contract. He takes the contract out. Jay White comes down to the ring to act like he's going to stop it all. No, this isn't right, man. He just won this belt. You can't do this. And then out of nowhere, just levels Christian, smiles, signs the contract, hands it to the ref, wallops Copeland, boom, 1, 2, 3. Jay White walks out as the new AEW World Champion. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. I am going Will Ospreay on this because before the year 2025 is up, Will Ospreay needs to be the AEW World Champion. He needs to be propelled into that title picture immediately. Because look, Will Ospreay is the most over dude you got in that company. Listen to his reactions when he comes out. He is the most over dude in that company. And you need to strap a rocket to his ass right now and just to the moon. Yeah, and I'm just leaving that there. Okay, last thing we'll talk about, Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. People have been giving Ricochet a lot of shit. Look, man, I like the character change. Ricochet's he's a serviceable heel, man. He's been putting in good promo work. I don't give a shit what y'all say. Ricochet been kind of killing it on the mic lately. For real. This is going to be good. This is going to be a really good match. I don't see Ricochet in that world title picture yet because the winner of this match becomes the number one contender to the world championship, and Ricochet's just not there yet. And Swerve wants that belt back, man. He lost that belt to Bryan Danielson in London, England last year, and Swerve wants it back. So I look for Swerve Strickland to win this match. So that's pretty much the AEW Revolution 2025 card. That's what I think might happen. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that like button. Smash that sumbitch. It's right there. It's like right the fuck there, yo. Hit that motherfucker. Hit it. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Comment. I'll holler at y'all later, man.